Some help.
She confessed. The fuck?
Arlat visited a clinic, and she had
Vulcan University.
The virus only. That love conquers all, and that. V52 Expo now.
Weird.
Oh, I'm telling you, they didn't have pepperoni, so I had to get soup. Right? I mean, it's a true blue miracle.
You gave him the V? Yeah, I didn't. Okay, it's just that
The thought of you losing another one.
Well, I am pressing charges for his evil folks. Feel when she murdered him.
Supposed to do with her home for 2 weeks more.
What were you thinking? Okay, Monique.
Really? For a reason, you have a blind spot for you. I don't. We're decent people. But you and
Something?
I don't know, maybe because I'm...
The answer does now. You see some... Fuck. It's enough to kill Homelander.
Okay,
Newman had put me to the post.
which it says it is. Do you really want to?
Oh,
Asked me to join this.
Speaking of faith, let's all have a moment of silence.
Any leads?
finger some fucking clay. Where's your fucking menace?
It's not my bird.
Danny, you strike me as the type of Victoria. She... enough nightmare.
Charming.
The honey?
Why did you buy a timeshare?
Because Polko, you know, it's in the Da Vinci Code.
Oh.
Imagine.
Engagement ring for when you put that shit down, you moron.
Okay. Me too. What, you remember when Jar Jar got
With blood and shit. Yeah, I remember.
It came to an advanced or
Hey, Ben, it's the smell. I'm as surprised as you are.
See, the labels mark each iteration of...
I don't recall giving you permission. You?
Oi, knock it.
So, you brought in Samir. You hurt these people. At the very least, they're effective cannon.
On you, but you can't give up on yourself.
This life, you can run yourself into an herb.
So close to my heart.
I'm sorry, but slice of life drama.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know what the TV show ever.
Bob proudly supports and broke. Well, we say go woke. Real peach cognac.
Then we announce Ryan really teaching the next generation text.
Yeah.
Tell him.
Get in front of Mika Kelly because, again, that was just... What?
Slave, only worse. From now on.
Yeah.
Yeah?
How much I hated it here. A way to control Homelander.
No. You put a monster? Is that why you had me?
Okay.
We've got a casualty. What the hell is...
Okay, something obviously went wrong. On me if I gave him Ryan.
It's just go.
It's an absolute one.
What?
Go pop him back in. Right. War.
You set me up. Think you're poor.
Underestimate.
Are you okay?
You're not much use to us if your parents were on the fuck way. How many is anymore?
been a whole year.
Sage, Homelander.
Chill out. You just made me a.
We made a deal.
It's soundtrack of Nirvana hit.
Diet kiwis.
Dad? Why don't you set that down? No. Dad, it's... What's happening?
Has been a report of an emergency.
Man, I'm sorry. I've got to take Huey to the...
I'm Huey.
Why don't we go back to your room?
You shouldn't be here. My life.
Just swing by for a late night.
Have it on the air by tonight.
Hilarious new comedy Flipped.
We could go get some really help. It's what my mom... Is he making you...
Ryan,
I'm
down on the PA.
I exploited our...
To be taught a lesson.
Please.
Drama envie te pills.
It's just
I love it.
that forgiving is.
All my sins wash away. Damnation.
Oh my god.
Wait.
R&D before he went behind.
First mistake, mon ami.
Got loose, except for one dose.
Is that?
Not very, only through bodily...
Man is in no condition to fuck a sheep.
It's too valuable.
Okay, we run.
Zoe from you, that's his old fucking plan, isn't it?
Not really.
You're a monster. And
Hives. And you, motherfucker, but you a motherfucker with a...
There has been a report.
Something like this?
what are you looking for?
I don't know, it's to...
Daphne!
To the Vought store to buy the Tech Night doll? You're my hero. It's me, it's Huey. Where are we? It's Huey, remember?
How long did you use?
Samir!
Not very...
Yes.
Save it. We have to say it's not going to be easy. Well, celebrities. You will be. You'll know.
Anything.
I don't know who that... So, Patriots.
Just a moment, sir.
Madame, excuse me.
Sir, we'll get...
French friend, he kind of taught me.
For taking such good care.
We both are. Three of us, we could do the Da Vinci. Tom.
Butcher. But not no more. Right as rain, make us some more of that vibe.
We get things off with a video that plays during V52 Expo, which is a compilation of Vought Studios' best-known advertisements over the years, some of which are rather offensive. The celebration is hosted by Matthew Edison's character Cameron Coleman and Chase Crawford's character The Deep. Many people who attend panel's costume as different members of the Seven. Anthony Starr, who plays Homelander, is backstage. In the episode from last week, he relives his memories of killing many individuals at the lab. Ryan, Cameron Crovetti, appears in the final shot of the memory montage. Homie is buried in his own thoughts as Sage. Susan Hayward tries to talk to him. Beginning with the first four, Deep and Cameron present phases 7 through 19 of the VCU, Vought Cinematic Universe on stage. Hugh, Peg is now sitting up in bed and chattering non-stop when Huey, Quaid and Daphne, Rosemary DeWitt drop in on him. Huey yanks his mother away. She tells him that she gave Hugh a compound V injection. Since Huey's mother raised him, she doesn't want him to live without his father. Afterwards, Erin Moriarty's Annie, Starlight, witnesses Valerie Curry's firecracker insulting her on the truth bomb. As Annie surveys Starlight House, she notices profanity-filled graffiti scribbled all over the walls. As Janine, Liu Beret is being suspended from school due to her conduct, Mother's Milk, Laz Alonso and Monique, Francis Turner cope with it. They quarrel about who gets to babysit her. MM is involved in a major project, the attempt to remove Victoria Newman from office. Following that, Kessler, Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Butcher, Carl Urban cross paths in the park. They have sufficient ammunition to pursue Victoria. Butcher is reluctant to draw the gun, though. Kessler exhorts him to do it alone, abandoning his inexperienced group. Together, they can accomplish the task. Annie queries Frenchie, Toma Capone at the boys' headquarters on Colin's whereabouts. Frenchie tells a falsehood, saying Colin had to leave town. Karen Fukuhara's character Kimiko feels something is wrong. If Frenchie is all right, she asks. Once more, he tells a falsehood. Butcher interrupts them to thrust important news into their laps. Thanks to researchers at Godolphin University, a virus that kills Supremes is now available for purchase. Regretfully, Victoria had already obtained it when Butcher went on to school to look into it. Annie is hesitant to comply with this, understandably enough. What prevents Butcher from infecting Kimiko and her with the virus? She does, however, accept it after receiving one encouraging look from Kimiko. Furthermore, this virus may hold the answer to eliminating Homelander. A trailer for Vought Faith's next film, Firecracker, Lord Soldier, is being shown at V52 Expo. Sage approaches a train, Jesse T. Usher on the leaker when Cameron and Deep are introducing an in memoriam clip for God's fallen angel, Ezekiel. Later, Butcher, MM, and Stan Edgar, Giancarlo Esposito have a conversation. If he helps them, they offer a presidential pardon and exoneration from all charges. They desire Stan's assistance in overthrowing Victoria. Stan, therefore, leaves jail with a stylish ankle monitor. When he returns, Annie isn't overjoyed to see him. They all cram into a vehicle that is headed to Stan's property. Hugh and Daphne entertain Huey with stories from their honeymoon when they are back at the hospital. Huey appears happy. Giving Huey her engagement ring, Daphne hopes he will pop the question to Annie shortly. She says she has to go use the restroom. Huey asks his father regarding the matter of the power of attorney. Hugh acknowledges his son's difficulty letting go of people. He wants someone who isn't scared to make difficult choices, even if he loves Huey for it. A few minutes later, Hugh inquires as to Daphne's whereabouts, despite having heard her head for the bathroom. The group gets at Stan's property later. As they descend through a makeshift lab downstairs, they notice bloody handprints all over the walls. Compound V's shattered vial was scattered over the floor. Mice and rabbits are among the animals kept in cages. The butcher uses an IV of Temp V to release one rabbit. Frenchie finds that the virus vials are missing. All of a sudden, noses are bleeding, signaling the entrance of Victoria, Claudia Dumet. Annie makes an attempt to use her talents but is unsuccessful. They're not feeling well. Where is Samir? She wonders. Naturally, no one is aware. Samir and his associates worked on the virus in this location. A teaser for Training a Train, which stars Will Ferrell and a train, teases an actual award winner for both of them. Deep confronts Cameron behind closed doors on the latter's reporting of his firing as head of crime analytics. Strong vows to avenge Cameron's wife that evening by making tender love to her. After that, Adam, PJ. Byrne discusses Ryan's new television show, Super School, with Homelander and Ryan. Neither the title nor Adam's suggestion appeal to Ryan. Homelander forces Adam to relinquish the keys to Ryan's Jaguar and his black Amex. Hurt. Following the meeting, Homie confides in Ryan about how he has lived his entire life feeling like a slave. Oh my god. The things that are on this program shouldn't surprise me anymore. Homie wants complete freedom for him and Ryan to do as they want. No repercussions. Then, we observe our team investigating viruses making their way to the farm's chicken coop. That is the location of the true magic. Stan challenges Victoria about providing Compound V to Zoe. She says her only intention is to keep her daughter safe. They enter the barn and find themselves surrounded by hens that are heavily invested in Compound V. You know, everyday things. Before one of the hens strikes Stan, Victoria pops its head. When everyone has left, MM and Butcher lock the co-op. Victoria is accused by Butcher of failing to alert them about the super chickens. Victoria says she doesn't know. She then tells the gang about her arrangement with Butcher, which involved giving him her Red River recordings in return for Ryan's release from Homelander. The boys are understandably not very happy about this. In defense of himself, Butcher claims he never completed the transaction. MM mobilizes the team to spread out and look for the infection. Ultimately, this is a very large farm. It might need some time. In the meantime, Ashley, Colby Minifie confronts Cameron about taking off his GPS and Bluetooth-equipped anal bead at a buffet. Cameron ends their romantic relationship. In the midst of Annie's onslaught, Firecracker accuses Sage of setting her up. Sage said she had fun watching the show. MM then queries Kimiko on Frenchie. She admits that Frenchie won't talk to her. Annie and Victoria discuss how the latter's abilities are lacking. With Starlight gone, Victoria questions who Annie is. Annie strikes Victoria in the face as a result of her intense questioning. Butcher finds the rabbit he set loose from the laboratory somewhere else. Tentacles suddenly protruded from the animal's abdomen. Butcher kills the unfortunate creature by stomping on it. RIP. At V52, Derek Wilson's character Tech Knight announces to the crowd that a reboot is in order because it has been a whole year since his last movie. I laughed at this, along with a 12-minute sequence that is completely dark. A train admits to Ashley backstage that he is the leaker. She admits that this makes her a collaborator. A train has faith in her to come up with a plan to save them from the flames. Hugh isn't in his hospital bed when Huey and Daphne discover this later. In another room, they discover him presiding over a deceased patient, holding the sufferer's heart in his palm. Hugh drops the heart and darts through a wall. Oh no, it's the V activating. Hugh leaps into the other room and dashes across the corpse of a guy. Oh no, he is overtaken by Daphne and Huey. He says he only knew Huey when he was a little child and not as an adult. Hugh loses it on Daphne and becomes enraged with her for abandoning them. A security officer shows up on the scene. He points his weapon toward Hugh. Then, backstage, Deep annoys Cameron once again. Cameron retorts, saying he has information on Deep. Deep has ambrosia in his closet, as he knows. This might be Cameron's breaking news for his next filming that night. As the two guzzle milkshakes, Homelander asks Ryan what he wants to accomplish with his life. Ryan's dream is to serve others. Real rescues, not just fake ones. Ryan is advised by Homie to save Adam's PA, whom the latter continues to torment him sexually. Is Adam disturbing her? Ryan asks the woman. Yes, she replies, and Ryan gives Adam an order to apologize. But his apologies don't seem sincere enough. Ryan suggests that Adam kneel and gaze up at her while apologizing, at Homie's advice. At last, Ryan begs the woman to give Adam a hard smack. Adam screams for the spectacle to cease while Ryan and Homelander smile at it. Afterwards, Frenchie and Annie talk about their religion while they search the farm. As a devoted Catholic, Frenchie is. She responds that she would want to. The topic of forgiveness comes up. Frenchie is certain that some behaviors are not excused. What has Frenchie done? Annie wonders. Abruptly, the group encounters a bull that has Compound V coursing through it. But before the beast can strike, sheep on wings descend to pick up the bull. In midair, they dismember the beast. Diabolical. All of them take refuge in the barn, where Victoria meets Samir again, Omid Abtahi. We discover that Zoe's biological father is Samir. Samir discloses the passing of his lab mates. An accident happened during the testing of a hamster infected with the super killing virus, spilling the remaining virus into the water supply. The farm animals were afflicted by such water supplies. There is only one vial of the virus remaining in him. The boys propose injecting it into one of Samir's deceased lab mates, placing the body outside the barn, and watching for the descent of the super beasts. After consuming the body, the virus ought to start acting quickly. Huey and Daphne then face Hugh in an effort to come up with a solution. For this reason, never provide Compound V to a mentally ill person. At last, they manage to convince Hugh to acknowledge them. It seems like he breaks out of his murderous rampage. Indeed, the strategy on the farm is effective. The virus-ridden body of Samir's lab companion is eaten by the animals. One sheep throws up a lot and then passes out. Then everything perishes, including the other flying sheep. The FBSA then shows up to take Stan into custody. He's upset at Butcher and MM for breaking the agreement. Stan is reminded by MM that this was only possible if they managed to obtain the virus. In theory, the virus has vanished. Not knowing where Samir is, Victoria becomes terrified. She is shown Samir's leg in a sack by an FBSA agent as evidence of his demise. While traveling to the prison, Stan's driver's skull explodes. Naturally, Victoria is to blame. She walks up to her father by adoption. The Seven and the Guardians of Godolkin, Sam, Asa German and Kate, Maddie Phillips, are gathered by Homelander to talk about their mission. Homie thinks that our nation is under attack and that they need to defend themselves. Cameron Coleman is the leaker, thus he gives the order for the Soups to beat him to death. He nicknamed Marvin Milk, MM, and this proof. Ashley spieth outside. She gives a grin. She saved her and the train's skins by using Cameron as a scapegoat. Cameron, rest in peace. Kimiko tells Frenchie via text later on that they ought to chat. After receiving the SMS, Frenchie turns off his phone. He's at the police station, as we can see. He confesses to carrying out many killings. Huey and Daphne are ready to bid farewell to Hugh at the hospital. They give him a mix of drugs by injection so he can pass away quietly. He wants to live a life free from this. The three discuss Paris. Before dying, Hugh tells Huey he loves him. Huey sobs while Daphne embraces him. Then, Butcher shows up at an undisclosed location to keep Samir captive. Indeed, Butcher severed his limb and staged Samir's demise to divert Victoria's attention. While Butcher instructs Samir to produce more of the super killing virus, Kessler remains unseen in the background.